before I got real big, I had to start small. And what a lot of people don't understand is you see me big up there like that, but, it took a long time for me to get there. That didn't happen overnight. I just wanted a free membership because I was poor back then. I couldn't afford to pay for a gym membership because I just hired on there. And coming from Domino's Pizza, where, I had to eat pizza every day to survive because I didn't make that much money. By the time I got to the police department, I was still struggling and trying to get back on my feet, and I couldn't afford a membership still. When I first got into the sport of bodybuilding, I was doing security at a Mr. Olympia event. And most of the people in the audience thought that I should be on stage back then. I didn't think so, but they thought that. I had 22, 23-inch arms back then. Actually, my waist was like 29 when I first started.
Many people that are gifted like he is won't work that hard.
Let's go back in time where Ronnie Coleman was just a cop out here in Arlington on the beat. Prior to that, delivering pizzas for a living.
He takes everything very, very seriously, from the diet to the aerobics to the rest to everything down to a T. It's all very important.
The next step in professional bodybuilding, Mr. Olympia.
I had some people tell me that I can do it, so I'm just taking it one step at a time, one day at a time, until I reach that goal.
Bodybuilding experts believe Ronnie Coleman's future and perhaps fortune will be made in the gym.
You wound up on your first Mr. Olympia in Helsinki in '92, and really quickly, what was that experience like in those humble beginnings?
Well, I can remember like it was yesterday. I was backstage warming up. I'm sitting there doing my little bit of curl, and I look over, and there's Sean Ray over in the corner doing push-up against the wall, and I'm like, wow, I'm in the wrong league. These guys are ripped and shredded, and I just got my little cut on here and there, and remember like it was yesterday, I got dead last. I was so bad in that show, I didn't even get a call out. I put on about 5 pounds of muscle, between 5 and 10 pounds of muscle a year. And that came from all that, that heavy lifting, a lot of eating, a lot of eating. Last year, I think I was about 233, 34 pounds. This year, I was about 15 pounds heavier than I was last year. So I came prepared to do battle with these guys. I think I put everything I had into it, and I think I got a good result from it. This year, I'm bigger. I'm a lot sharper as far as detail goes. So I'm pretty much bigger and much better than last year. I've been in this sport now for 7 years, and for 7 years I've progressed. So every year it's been a much better year for me, year after year. And hopefully this year won't be any different.
Finally came to me, was like, man, look, I'm tired of getting my ass whipped. What you doing? Because Ronnie was always natural. That's one thing a lot of people didn't know. Ronnie turned pro and competed as a pro naturally for a long time.
And so with Dorian retiring, it was the summer of '98, the door was wide open for Flex. But Ronnie had come through, beaten Leveroni a few times. For the first time at the Night of the Champions, when Ronnie hit that back double biceps, there was a guy that wouldn't be overpowered in that pose, which is Flex's best pose. I tipped Ronnie to be in the top 5, and we hadn't thought of him as a top 10 guy, really. He was 9th the year before.
But no one knew that this guy, Ronnie Coleman, who'd learned all the secrets from Flex. Ronnie was a student of bodybuilding, so he'd go in and ask them all the questions, and they didn't see him as a threat, so they just told him everything he needed to know.
Flex was winning all the shows, and you know, he was the #1 guy, so I went to Flex and couldn't beat him, so just studied from him. He taught me a whole lot about the sport. It was like the talk that I had with him. He said, man, if you want to be on the porch with the big dog, you got to do what the big dog's doing. At the time, I wasn't doing what the big dog was doing. Flex, he gave me a little lesson into big dogism.
Partially responsible for the success and the arrival of Ronnie Coleman because he looked up to you and you gave him some sound advice that actually worked in his favor. I want to get back to '98.
That '98 Olympia, that was Flex's for the taking. Everyone was talking about Flex.
Thought for sure Flex Wheeler had that show that night. Ronnie Coleman just came out of nowhere.
When we got closer to the show, Kevin Levrone, Flex Wheeler, myself, Nasser El-Somebody, who was the first runner-up in '97, we all thought we were going to be Mr. Olympia. None of us paid attention to Ronnie Coleman, who was 9th place in 1997. He'd beaten Flex already, he'd beaten Kevin already, but none of us thought he was going to show up in New York City.
I started bodybuilding in 1990, and I just steadily progressed since then. So it makes me feel that, you know, all my hard work is really paying off.
When Ronnie Coleman turned around to the back and those hamstrings and glutes came out, it was game over.
And I beat y'all. That's why I beat y'all.
We did it, baby. We did it. We did it.
Never thought that I'd win Miss Olympia. Never in a million years.
Joe, but I gotta be honest, we knew what was gonna happen. Funny because we was talking about it, like, damn, Flex, because we're good friends, right? So he's like, damn, Flex, I beat you. Damn, they must think I'm good. I beat you. So it's not like, man, I beat you. It's my boy talking to me, right?
I was trying to distance myself from everybody else. So I kept getting bigger and bigger. So nobody would catch up with me. This is by far one of the most prepared show I've ever done. This year, I want to bring in a totally different package. I want to be a totally different bodybuilder.
He came back like a monster that year. It was just crazy. It was the best Ronnie we ever seen. He was like 280 pounds and ripped. And
Ronnie Coleman!
It was like no one was going to beat him that year.
For the 7th straight year.
Bring it on. Let's do it.
You're winning it now for the 7th time. I've gotten 7 of those myself. What is this, breaking my record now? Ronnie the King Coleman!
Yeah. All right. The undisputed 8 times. 8 times.
Probably the greatest Mr. Olympia we ever seen.